What's up, everybody, man? In the day, DnA-Tvision, man. We back with somebody out of Beaumont, man. Good friend of mine, man. Y'all know him as Mr. Muhammed, man. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, it ain't nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying?
How life been getting at you, man?
Oh man, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful.
Well, you know how we do it, man. We're gonna go on down memory lane, man. Talk about Hunt Dog, man. And then part 2, talk about Muhammad, man. The change, man. Where it all started at, man? Where the beginnings at?
Where it all started for me, 5080 Hill, you know, we ought to build. You know what I'm saying? I come up out of Plymouth Village, you know, just trying to find my way through it, you know, taking it how it come. You know
Elementary school, where you went to?
I went to Eugene Field.
So, who you was running with, your little friends then, you know, close buddies then? Might be, you know, that's a long time ago.
Nah. I'm talking about that circle still the same, you know. In those days, elementary school, it was me and Pap D. You know, his real name, Jason Martin. But me and Pap D started out, you know, us two. You know what I'm saying? We out the hill and we was like brothers all the way through it to this day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, middle school?
Middle school is James Boyd Middle School. That would consist of, you know, a lot of different people from a lot of different places.
Yeah.
You know, Carl Chopin, Marvin Parker, Willis Dixon, Monster Shane.
Yeah.
You know, basically, in that junior high school days, that's is everybody from everywhere. You know, Iggy you know, from Votes. You know, Mike C from Votes.
So you had the CDS, the Gardens, PV, Mater, Votes.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Yeah.
The summertime. What, you know, so you out of PV, that's what you would say.
I'm
Plymouth Village.
Yeah, I'm out the Ville.
Yeah, so around that time, when did the street stuff, the gangs and all that take place?
Well, you know, based on being from the Ville, the streets was ever present all the way from elementary school. You know, it was just a way of life as things started to unfold in relationship to the gangs and things that come, you know, around about junior high school. You becoming attached and tied to other people from other places, and you know, I guess middle school was like you know, the place where it was a filtering system where
TYC.
Yeah, right. the individuals from no matter where you was, these guys are gravitating to one another right here in this spot. This would build the bonds that would later go on to become what people know as that gang culture.
Yeah, okay, not to jump the gun, I usually ask this, so what was the any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother and an older sister.
Okay, so you the baby of the siblings?
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 3.
Okay, what was the household, mom, dad, or single mom, or?
Single mom.
What that relationship was like, you and your mom?
Oh, me and my mom was close, very close. You know, basically the kind of person I felt like the only person I felt like I really had, even though she had her own particular struggles, but we was close.
Yeah, and your brothers and sisters, what was that like, y'all relationship like?
Well, due to the fact that there was an age disparity, my brother and my sister was, you know, not way older, but older than me to the point to where, as life started to happen for us, we were on 2 different types of pages.
Gotcha. So, okay, I got you. So, when the gangs and stuff started, like I was telling people, like the 5'9" that was like one of the biggest gangs to me to come through Beaumont back in that time. And what was that like? I mean,
for me, it was an identity.
Yeah.
It was everything for me. It was my existence. It was what validated me as an individual. It was what I would gravitate towards and hold on to for the better part of my life with all my heart and soul.
Yeah.
You know, gang connotations to most people mean certain things, but for me, with that abandoned spirit resonating with me, I needed something that I could feel like was a part that I was a part of, and that was a part of me. So, you know, most of the people that I come up with, we was dealing with the same type of struggle. So we bonded in that struggle, and when we identified with one another, they became closer to me than my own brothers and sisters.
Right. So you took a file. When did you take a file? What year was that?
I took so many files. I mean, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s, I went to every incarcerated facility that there is. I've been to TYC, I've been to TDC, I've been to federal prison. You know, I went through the whole process.
Right.
I went through the whole process, and in that process, it mostly for me was a rites of passage.
Yeah.
Because the ambitions on my life was to be able to conduct and carry myself in furtherance of the gang I came from. So, you know, wherever I was, when people knew me or knew of me, that's what they knew me from.
Yeah. Good, that's some good talk, man. So that's what we're trying to get across to these youths, man. It ain't all what you think it's gonna be, especially when you're sitting on that bottom bunk.
Oh no, definitely not.
So what was the relationship when you what was the longest bid you did? Or was it always just short?
No. My bids were probably, you know, 10 years at a time. You know what I'm saying? Did multiple bids like that. So my total incarceration was 20 years.
So what was the relationship like? Did it change with you and your mom? Did it get stronger? Or what was going on then when you was incarcerated? Y'all relationship?
Well, actually, me and my mother grew closer because when you're incarcerated, you begin to understand that the person that's most consistent in your life is going to be your mother, no matter what the circumstances are. But on the backside of that, I was incarcerated when my mother passed away. And I think that would be the thing that had created the reckoning on my life and the reflective measure that I would take in relationship to where I placed the value of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like how I saw myself, what I saw myself as being, my ambitions. That would be the turning point. But, you know, throughout my life, incarceration was no different from regular, ordinary life for me, because I come up and the bulk of my associations were the guys that were in the gang with me. In my incarceration, it was no different.
Yeah.
We bonded together in that scenario, so it wasn't much that was missing when I was incarcerated, because I was still with the people that I had started that struggle with.
Was when you got incarcerated, was kids? Did you have any kids at the time, or?
Well, I did multiple bids, so there were times when I was incarcerated and I didn't have any kids, and then there was times in my latter years that I was incarcerated that I did have children.
That's what's up, man. So, I mean, I jumped the gun on a lot of points, but like, we needed to get that out, man. But like, when you was incarcerated, when you got out, did you know how have you been out since the last time you've been incarcerated?
Well, I've been out this time for 12 years.
Yeah. It's not even what's the change now? More so, like, when did you know you wasn't even gonna go back? It wasn't even a thought.
It was progressive to me, because a lot of the detriment on my life will become my saving factors. Like you asked me about having children while I was incarcerated. Talking to my daughter, talking to my son over the phone, not being able to represent the emotion that they held with me, because in their times of need, I was already caught up. I couldn't be there for them in the degree that I felt like I had been there for the streets.
Yeah.
I can remember a time thinking, I have to represent 100 times harder for my kids than I ever did for the streets, meaning I had laid my life on the line a bunch of times. I had laid my freedom on the line a bunch of times. I had laid money on the line a bunch of times for relationships and people that I had cultivated these relationships with in the streets. I was willing to go all out behind them, no matter the case, no matter the scenario. And I had to sit back and think to myself, what is the validation that my peers give to me in relationship to the way that my children have to see me, because I'm constantly absent, I'm constantly missing, and the sacrifices I make to be hump dog is negating the responsibility and the dependability that my children need from me. So my life had become a contradiction. And I was operating outside of my heart, and because once upon a time my heart was for the streets, and then that started to change, and then I found myself not understanding how to be the man that I needed to be in relationship to my kids.
Man, that's what's up, man. I'm glad you stopped by, man. Y'all make sure y'all check in and listen for part 2, man. Part 2 gonna come right behind part 1, man. So y'all keep your ear to the streets, man. Appreciate you, baby.
All right.
I'm stepping out tonight. Gotta get myself right. I gotta shed some light. Can you cover my eyes?